helped me to reach 2,000 subscribers. I never thought the sound of a woman's laughter could gut me so completely. But there it was, Hayes, that soft, familiar giggle that used to melt my frustration after long days, now echoing across the dim restaurant as she leaned closer to another man. My wife, Clara, sitting under the golden light, twirling a strand of her hair and touching his wrist in that way she once did with me when we were still new and in love. The kind of touch that said, "I want you to want me." My heart didn't break in one clean crack. It splintered, sharp, uneven pieces digging deeper with every second I stood there. I could taste bile. My hand shook. But there was no scene, no shouting, no glass thrown. Just quiet devastation pressed into my lungs. Because this moment wasn't a discovery. It was confirmation. 3 weeks of doubt, late-night whispers, lipstick stains on cups that didn't match her usual shade. The sudden urge to work late, the muted smile when I'd ask about her day. I convinced myself I was paranoid, that maybe I was the one drifting, seeing ghosts in routine. But ghosts don't flirt over wine. I walked forward, each step heavy with disbelief. The waiter turned as if to stop me, but something in my face must have told him to stay clear. I reached the table before either of them noticed. The man, young, confident, wearing the smugness of someone who believes is winning, laughed mid-sentence. Then he saw me. His laughter stopped. Clara's head lifted. The color drained from her face like water down a drain. "Daniel," she whispered. Her voice was thin, caught between surprise and guilt. I didn't answer. I simply set the brown envelope on the white tablecloth. The sound was small, but it cut through the air sharper than a slap. "What's this?" she asked, though I could tell she already knew. I pulled out the papers. My hand was steady now, the calm after the storm. "Divorce," I said. Her lips parted, trembling. "You... what? Daniel, wait, we need to talk." "No," I said, soft but final. "You needed to talk weeks ago, when you started working late, when you started lying." The man across from her shifted uncomfortably, as if realizing too late that he'd stumbled into a scene that would haunt him for years. "Maybe you should go," I said to him. My voice didn't rise, didn't crack. It was worse than anger. It was control. He stood, muttered something about not wanting to cause trouble, and disappeared into the crowd. "Coward." Clara reached for my arm, but I stepped back. "Daniel, it's not what it looks like," she stammered, voice shaking. I was just confused. We've been distant, and I... Confused? I let out a hollow laugh. You don't hold hands with confusion in public. Clara, you hide it. You bury it in guilt. She looked down at the papers, her tears finally falling. I should have felt vindicated. I didn't. I felt empty. "Please," she whispered, "can we not do this here? Can we talk in private?" I leaned closer. "You brought what was private out here. Clara, you turned our marriage into a public act." For a long moment, neither of us spoke. The sounds of clinking glasses and quiet chatter filled the silence like background noise to our ruin. When she finally spoke again, her voice was barely audible. "I didn't mean for it to go this far." That line, the same one I'd read in 1,000 stories, the one every cheater clings to like a lifeline. I almost smiled at the cliché of it all. "You did," I said. "You meant every choice that led here." Her face crumpled, and for the first time I saw not the woman who betrayed me, but the woman who was breaking under her own guilt. And damn it, some part of me still loved her for a second. That's the cruelty of betrayal. It doesn't just destroy trust, it poisons a love that remains. I gathered my words carefully. "I'm not doing this to hurt you, Clara. I'm doing it because I finally remembered what self-respect feels like." Her hand hovered in the air as if reaching for something that no longer existed. "Please, can we fix it? I made a mistake. You've made mistakes too. We can..." "I know I wasn't perfect," I said, "but I never made you question where you stood with me." Her eyes darted away, then back. "He doesn't mean anything." I just felt seen again. That sentence hit harder than anything else, because behind all the betrayal, there it was, the truth I'd been avoiding. She didn't cheat just to betray me. She cheated to feel alive. And somewhere along the line, I'd stopped making her feel that way. It didn't justify anything, but it explained everything. "I'm sorry," she whispered, choking on her words. "I am too," I said quietly. "But sorry doesn't make this go away." The waiter approached awkwardly with 2 glasses of wine, hers and his. I looked at them, then at her. "Enjoy your drink, Clara." I turned and walked out, my pulse pounding like footsteps in a tunnel. Outside, the cold air slapped my face. I stood there, the night swallowing me whole. Behind me, laughter and music carried on, oblivious to the collapse of a marriage. I should have felt free, but instead, I felt haunted. Haunted by memories of late-night talks, her sleepy smile, the way she used to trace her finger across my chest and whisper that she'd never hurt me. I wanted to hate her, but hatred was too simple. What I felt was something heavier: pity, loss, maybe even understanding. Because betrayal isn't a single act. It's a slow erosion. You never notice the cracks until the foundation gives way. 3 days later, she came to the house. The place was half empty, boxes everywhere. She stood in the doorway like a ghost from another life. "I signed them," she said, holding out the papers. Her eyes were swollen. "But I wrote something on the last page." I hesitated, then took them. On the final page, beneath her signature, she'd written, "You are the best thing that ever happened to me. I just forgot how to deserve you." For a moment, the room felt weightless. Then I folded the paper and put it away. "I hope you remember next time," I said softly. As she turned to leave, I caught one last glimpse of her face, broken, remorseful, human. And for the first time since that night, I let myself breathe. Because closure isn't revenge. It's acceptance. And I'd finally found mine.